So, how was everyone's summer? Did you take any fun trips? Hang out in a bunch of crowds? Spend a lot of time with family and loved ones?
Oh.
No? We're back! You tried to cancel us, Mother Nature, but you failed. We're back. It's a different format. We're not in our $75,000 studio. We're with crappy mics and cameras in our homes. Money well spent. How's everybody doing?
I was going to say, that's a really expensive storage closet for a lot of really expensive materials.
Picturesque, though. Covered in dust. But how the hell are you guys? Grant, Joe, Matthew, Skid, I see you guys all the time, but we got Sydney, we got Ellie, we even got David in the house.
Yeah! All right.
Yeah!
Yay.
Yay from David, everybody. Sydney and Ellie, how are you, ladies?
What can I say?
Great.
Awesome. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm very happy to be back.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back too. You know,
all right.
It's I don't know. It's a hard question in this day and age to ask. That's what I'm saying.
Right, like how are you? Like
how are you really?
You jerk.
That's cool. At least you guys didn't make it awkward and weird. That's really the important thing. Really.
Troy, did you miss us? Did you
really
miss
came
us
through.
so much?
You want me to answer that question now?
On air. Yeah.
Nah, I don't want him to ever answer that question regarding to me, but he can go ahead and tell him
No, I
Sydney your truth.
I want to fucking know.
Yes,
Troy.
David, I missed you very much.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you.
No, I'm kidding. I miss Sydney too. Guys, when we wrapped last session, you were fighting some elementals. What do you guys want to do now?
Jesus Christ.
I
Jesus.
joked to Joe the other day, that's how I was going to open the episode. All right, you just finished killing 4 elementals. It's all darkness up ahead. What would you like to do?
Can we go to Disney World?
Yeah, can we take a vacation? Can we take an in-game vacation?
Yeah.
Are they open?
Oh, fuck.
Damn it. It is a small world after all. Wow. Well, we're doing this. We talked about finding a way to figure out how to do this, and it's just the reality is getting back into the studio is just not going to happen. We're getting back in there, sneaking back in there with social distancing to record the Glass Cannon podcast. We got 19 people involved in this show. It would just be irresponsible to go in there, and not to mention, like with our camera setup, there's no way we can sit next to each other comfortably and make it work. But man, it's been a long time. And we've done a lot of new shows to kind of make up for the loss of our main shows, but you can't ever really make up for the loss of Glass Cannon and Androids and Aliens. So ultimately, we made the decision we got to bring it back any way we can. And while all of us are sitting at home and using our mics and cameras that I joked about, we thought we would make things a little crazier this time around. That's right. You asked for it. You get it. The David Cam. David, everybody. Yeah. Let's see. There he is. Look at that handsome son of a bitch.
I wasn't expecting that. Who told me?
You've been working out. Although they would never know because they never saw it.
So yeah,
David used to be 450 pounds when we were last recording, and now he's a svelte $120. How are you, man? You look great. You got the best camera of any of us.
Oh, and thank you, I guess. I aspire to be more of a Grant myself, but, on the tech front. But no, it's great to be here, too. Yeah, happy to be chatting with you guys again, and not just a casual observer on the other side of the screen, so...
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you. And we were joking one time when we were all chatting about like not remembering how to play Starfinder. It's not a joke. We don't know how to play. And you're like, well, I only have like 8 collective hours of playing over the break. And I'm like, that's more than all of us put together since March.
So we'll all crash and burn together.
Yeah, if I tried to open my Starfinder core rulebook right now, I would have to like force it open because it's
Right before we went on the air, there were a flurry of questions in David's direction. And he was like, does anyone have any other questions before we go on the air?
I thought about emailing like, don't just show up. It's gonna be a mess. You're thinking about Pathfinder. You're thinking about our RPGs. I'm like, they're not gonna change the way they prepare, which is not at all.
I was really glad I took a level in Biohacker right before we broke. Real smart.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is Hero Lab updated in between in the time we've been gone. So I was like, I definitely didn't use all of my spells, and David was like, maybe you did, and then we did, and then we figured it out. It was just Hero Lab.
Just for the hell of it, I opened a couple of encounters up on Hero Lab, and every single one of them came up with like 19 flags, and I'm like, oh. Hero Lab is now useless for GMs playing Starfinder. So that's one thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
learned
always
this afternoon.
It's always worrisome when you don't use a program for months and months, and then like you fire it up and it's just like announcing the overhaul update. And you're just like shit. Like I have no idea what I'm getting into. I did the same thing. I opened up Dax and it was just like flags everywhere. And by the way, that was about 15 minutes ago. So all the flags are still there. I really don't know what we're gonna do.
What a mess. What a mess. But you know what? That's how we do things here. We don't really try very hard, but we somehow put out an entertaining show. No, but I'm excited to get back into this. We are, deep into book 4. That's the craziest thing is like with all of our shows, Giant Slayer, our flagship, we're still at the end of book 5, right before the break. Coming up on 6. We're like speeding through this because the Starfinder adventure paths are shorter. I mean, I'm not saying we're near the end, but we're a lot closer to the end than we are on any of our other shows, I think. I think it's safe to say that Dead Suns will be over before Giant Slayer is, which is crazy. And it'll certainly be over before any of our other shows. So, you should get excited because we're going to have a finale. We're going to actually find out what happens at the end of an adventure path. That's never been done.
First time ever.
This will be the first one.
I've literally never done it.
Matthew's never done it. I've never done it. Have I? No, we've never finished an AP. Jade Regent was our Glass Cannon Network show, and that one we were at the end of book 5. We'll never play that again. Like we would never play any game that isn't recorded for fun. That's why this isn't fun anymore. It's work.
Well, see, that's where I completely disagree because you're like,
I haven't had fun playing a game since '96.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that we don't do all the preparation because it's just not that fun. Like getting on mic live with nothing prepared is fun. That's what's fun.
Yeah.
And so we just roll with it. And man, I see a lot of laughing though. I was re-listening to episodes from before we went off that I didn't remember anything about, and I was laughing pretty much the entire time. So I think we're doing all right.
I was cackling today.
You were cackling?
Yeah, I forgot.
I've never heard you cackle. I've never heard you guffaw.
You've heard me guffaw. Come now.
Or maybe I've heard you.
Come now.
That one time.
I completely forgot that our final episode before we went on hiatus was the one where Grant ripped your headphones out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
In my mind, that was like 4 or 5 episodes back.
Even without current situations, we probably would have gone to this format just so I wouldn't have torn the studio apart. It's just safer.
And right before the headphone incident, I fucking looked at Matthew's screen for one time, and then for 2 episodes, Troy reamed me out about calling out his...
Right. And then I spit a bottle cap at you two.
That's
right. Remember?
It got wild in the studio. The tension, it was like through the roof.
Oh my God.
I was laughing so hard. It was just wild too, listening to the intro that you did, because I remember us back then being like, we should put an intro on Aliens, on Androids and Aliens, just in case people don't follow social and stuff like that. And you literally, at the end of your intro, you're like, so, we're going to take a break after this just to be safe and responsible, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
But then at the end of the episode, I'm like, see you never. Last episode.
Yeah, you were like, this will be the last episode.
As you said that, you can actually hear Ellie so quietly after you as we fade out. Ellie goes, oh, what? We'll see you in like 2 weeks, though. And then it cuts.
Always the optimist.
Yeah.
It like
Never
broke
the
my
opposite.
heart.
The optimist.
Well, yeah, it was touch and go there for a while. You know, it's not like we were thinking, well, let's just cancel it because there's just too much story here. But like, I don't know. I'm interested to see, can we capture that electricity that we had from being in person? Who am I going to spit a bottle cap at now? My cat? You know, it's going to be interesting. It's hard when you do this show remotely because, you know, as good as anyone's bandwidth is, we're all a little laggy and delayed. And so the talking over each other was already an issue with 19 of us in there. And now it's continued to be an issue. And, you know, I want to give a big shout out to Ann Richmond, who unfortunately is not going to be a part of this iteration of the show for right now, at least. You know, if we can find a way to work her in, we will. She was such a big part of our transition to the live show as our in-studio producer, doing the job of about 7 people. But now that we produce remotely, we can't use her at the moment. But we got plenty in the can with old Ann coming up, so you're going to be hearing from her really soon. But Ann, if you're watching, we're thinking about you. If you're not watching, I don't blame you. Fuck us. Sending you up the river.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either.
That's right. I wouldn't watch. I wouldn't watch if someone did that to me. What else? I mean, God, all day long I like started to write emails and stopped. Started to write emails and stopped. I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out live. That's the show. That's the show. I was like, you know, Callum has already failed to save against Ryther Infestation and Linnea and Kreska, and I'm like, they don't even remember their characters' names, let alone what a Ryther Infestation is. So we're just gonna figure this out together. I think it's gonna take this one app. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but you're all gonna feel it. You're all gonna feel it somewhere in this app where you're like, oh, I remember what this glove felt like, what this pair of pants felt like. We're not there yet, and I don't expect you to be there right yet. Ellie, I expect it out of you because I hold you at such a high level. I expect you to just show up and be on from the beginning. But the rest of you, you got to work your way up to Ellie level. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen somewhere in the show. You're going to feel it. I don't feel it yet. I probably won't feel it for a couple episodes. But as long as you guys feel it, that's all that matters. And if you're watching at home and you feel it, then you're the ones that keeps the lights on anyway. So
on the show, we've been riding by the seat of our pants for so long that you can't see it now, but I'm wearing assless chaps because everything's threadbare right back there from riding that so long.
let's take a gentleman's peek at what you got going on back there. Is it hair?
Sit down, Grant. Sit down.
There it is.
No.
Is that against Twitch rules?
Just tell me
blocked
when
his
I can
eyes.
open my eyes.
Matthew, you look like a monster from, what is that, Pan's Labyrinth? Yeah. That's nice. Anyways, do you guys have any questions about anything? Doesn't have to be about the show. It can be about life. Ellie, you got a question? What do you got?
Why do you always so?
I'm involving you. What do you got?
I don't.
Got this
I'm ready
picturesque
to.
room. It looks like you're in a tea house somewhere.
Yes. Is that a fake background of like? It just
No.
looks gorgeous.
Ellie, I gotta
No,
say,
it's-
I love that big piece of furniture behind you. I wonder how long that took you to get into your apartment. I know the answer because it took her about 2 weeks to lug it up the stairs.
Do you have other tenants in your building that just didn't mind having it on the stairs?
They crawled over it.
I have one neighbor.
All over.
I have one neighbor, and they live upstairs, and they just had a baby. And I was like, "Can I leave this gigantic piece of furniture? It's my first adult furniture. I'm gonna say that it's like a $2,000 piece, but I got I got it for $200. Calm down.
Oh, nice.
It was hot.
Calm down.
It fell off the back of a truck somewhere.
There you go.
But no, it's like I can fit in there. It's like a small studio apartment for me, like my kind. And I
Wait, what
yeah.
is it? What is the
It's a
function of the
credenza.
furniture?
It's a credenza.
Credenza.
Knowledge credenza.
Yeah. And then there's some art from Sweden, and then there's a chair. I don't think you can see all this because Grant made my frame super tiny. But just know that I have my friend over to actually help me decorate this place For me.
Looks great.
You know,
great.
first of all, I think it was God that made your frame super tiny. So don't go blaming Grant.
Thank you.
Skid, are you cosplaying as Ellie tonight? What's going on?
Well, here's the thing.
The ghost of Ellie's future.
Where's your credenza? Let me see your credenzas.
So I'm of course wearing Dr. Friss's iconic lab coat. I finally have a lab coat to wear. Really getting into the props and the costumes. And then I know, because we haven't seen Ellie or Sydney in a while, but Ellie is the only other person on our entire network that has long hair. And so I wanted to show solidarity with Ellie just to make her feel welcome. Just this one little this little gesture to make it known that she's welcome. Even though she has long hair, she's still a person.
Well, I cut it. Remember that time when I cut it and you guys didn't notice it until I pointed it out, and then you guys started saying that you would sell it on Patreon?
Your hair? Sell your hair? And we didn't do it?
Well,
should have sold
thought
your
it
hair.
grew back by now.
Did you want us to notice that you got a haircut one time?
Yeah.
I don't notice that my wife gets a haircut.
Yeah,
she
men
tells
don't
me before
notice-
she leaves.
Men don't notice when anyone gets a haircut.
And she tells me I just got back. And I
Come
still
back from the haircut. I'm like, cool.
I once colored my hair red, and my dad didn't notice, or pretended to didn't notice for like 2 weeks. This was when I was 16 and still lived at home. And he was just like, and I'm like, Dad, have you noticed something about, me? And he's just like pretending. He's like, no. You gained weight, And I was like,
Wow.
No wonder you left Sweden.
hey, he kicked me out. So, out of the country. He has that power.
Oh, boy. We haven't missed a beat, have we?
No, the adventures of Ellie has continued throughout the entire quarantine.
And Sydney, you're comfortably sitting in your Bacta tank over there. And, where are you? Just
I'm free floating. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to really channel the sci-fi. Similar to Skid, I'm getting into like cosplay a bit. I think Callum could wear this. This kind of looks like a space. It kind of looks spacey, right, guys?
It's it's like a white Kill Bill outfit. It looks like you're at the Hard Rock in Vegas with the backdrop there. It looks like there's a neon sign out behind. Doesn't she look like she's at a hotel?
Yeah.
Why can't I be in a spaceship? Why can't you let me have this?
Because you're in a seedy motel.
Yeah. It looks like you're in Arizona witness protection program right now. And like you can see that the liquor store just turned their lights off behind you.
I'm really hoping
The marshal will be here soon to drop off the groceries.
I'm really hoping that somebody who works on like Ozark is going to see our stream and be like, she would be perfect for Ozark.
Right,
She
yeah,
already is there.
Exactly.
She gets lighting.
You actually look like the storyline of the daughter who gets addicted to drugs in traffic. Like the really green one. You know how each storyline was like blue, yellow, green?
Yeah.
That's you.
Yes. Thank you, Grant. Thank
No problem.
you.
Well, no, I'm sure casting directors are finding people from our shows all the time. So good luck. Good luck.
This is like Schwab's, the Schwab's drugstore.
It's the Glass Cannon Network stream or Hollywood and Vine. You can't tell the difference. It's picking up starlets right off the stream. Folks,
Can I ask
we got
a question?
Oh boy, here we go. We're playing Starfinder, Ellie. What's the next game?
You did say whether we had any questions, and I have a question about something you said, Troy.
Oh boy.
Hard Rock.
Yes, please.
Hard Rock, is that the same as Hard Rock Cafe?
Yes, they own all of the stuff, but they have casinos. They have the Miami Dolphins Stadium, I think, right?
I just wanted to make sure that it was an actual place, because last time you guys were talking about something like Shadow Plane, and I just wanted to... I don't know if
Hard
it's
Rock
like...
isn't a place in Starfinder. It's a real thing in the U.S. and other countries.
Kind of an oversight, though. They really should have a Hard Rock in Starfinder.
Yeah.
How is
Sorry.
there not a Hard Rock in Stockholm? There has to be a Hard
There
Rock
is.
Stockholm,
There's a Hard
right?
Rock in Stockholm and Gothenburg.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm sorry. there's
Did you
no-
know that it's pronounced Göteborg in Swedish? It's not Gothenburg.
I didn't, but I knew that I mispronounced it. Mine makes more sense based on how it's spelt.
It's
So
Classic
The name-
American.
we're going to stick
The
with
name is-
Gothenburg.
the name is Göteborg, but in English it's Gothenburg. Like it's
Right.
it's like spelled differently as well.
Oh,
It's the
they
same with
made
Sweden.
They made it
Sweden
so
is-
easy for us. They made it
Yeah,
easy for us to understand.
Well, Sweden isn't Sweden either. Sweden is Sverige, so it's spelled differently.
How would you say hard rock? Swedish.
Hårdsten. Hårdsten.
Hordstern?
Sten.
Sten.
Sten is rock.
Ian.
Hårdsten.
But does it mean the same thing in Swedish? Is it like a rock from the ground and the same word you would use for that style of music?
Or is it some weird
Oh.
translation? It's like the rock that was once difficult.
No, I mean hard rock. Hård rock is what we call hard rock. The music.
Okay.
You were asking for the music style. Okay, that's
Well, what
hard
I'm
rock.
saying is I think the restaurant's more named after the music than like a literal rock. So it probably says that in Sweden. Or maybe it just says it in English on the sign in Sweden. I
It's
don't
just
know.
English.
Yeah, I bet
Oh,
you it
just
is.
English.
Yeah.
Probably. Thank you for
I'm really
answering my
glad we settled
question,
that.
Troy.
Yeah,
I'm,
no.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you're glad I asked.
Usually when these first shows come back, the number of viewers goes up. Especially early in the stream. But
Duolingo here.
here we are. Folks, I would like to just bullshit for an hour and a half because I don't really want to play Starfinder, but we have to. Not for us, but for the viewers that have come to watch Dead Sons. So,
I want to play. Fuck you.
Yeah, I want to play.
oh, you want to play, Ellie? Is that why you have one D20 and no other dice? You're really excited to play?
Busted!
This, why would you bring this up? You're the one who brought me out. And it's
As
also
I said to you before the stream, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I told you about this show a couple hours ago or yesterday that you couldn't go on Amazon or one of a million
what?
other online retailers.
I was like, there's no way in hell Troy is gonna be mean 7 or 8 or whatever it's been months later. But you still are the exact same.
Coming
You
out
haven't
hot.
changed at all.
Were you expecting some personal growth?
Something.
No. I've been sick and salty.
Yeah. Well, no, I say
And you
you're
also-
salty.
A player has so little to do. A player has so little to do compared to a GM. And
I
one of the
tried
things
to-
you have to do is bring dice. Not memorize anything. I mean, you have to do that too, but one of them is just bring dice.
Troy, you would make such a good substitute teacher. Just giving kids so much shit for the day that you're there. Like,
Yep.
fuck you.
Yeah, we're not watching a movie. We're going to learn about life skills. Number 1, bring a pencil to school. You didn't bring a pencil to school, Ellie. So now you got to write with blood.
I brought an iPad, so because I have the digital dice prepared. I am so prepared. It's just that Joe wouldn't let me into the office because he was like,
It's true. We were.
It's a pandemic
we were
going on.
We were supposed to meet a couple times, and
Yeah.
various situations arose. So I was like, can't make it.
Yes.
I should have just
fled the
mailed you your
state.
dice.
Yes, had we known, we would have mailed dice. Anyways, folks, let's not talk about Ellie's shortcomings. Let's jump into the game because we only have an hour and a half. We are deep into Dead Sons, the Dead Sons adventure path. If you want to know what happened in episodes 1 through 103, you can listen to them. They're available. Some of them are videos on YouTube. They're all podcasts. Listen to them. You don't like ads? Tough shit. Let's catch you up on what has happened most recently. Right around the beginning of book 4 of 6, you have been hot on the trail of a cult known as the Cult of the Devourer, who has seemingly, now that you're getting to know their machinations, they've stymied you at every move, always been one step ahead. They, like many other factions in the world, are essentially racing against time. This is a bit of a cannonball run for all of you to find an ancient superweapon known as the Stellar Degenerator. As a cult that is the embodiment of not only nihilism, but utter and complete destruction and devastation, simply for devastation's sake, putting that weapon in their hands could mean the end of civilization in the Pack Worlds and beyond as we know it. Bad news bears. You have traced them to a system in the vast. You have to travel through the drift to the Nagior system. Find life, signs of life. One hospitable planet or moon, Nagior 6. You find a city that you find out is called Istamak. It seems that the Cult of the Devourer arrived there before you. Befriended, perhaps? Tricked the native inhabitants, who are known as Kish, into letting them check the place out. They then betrayed their trust, ransacked their temple, and presumably found the information they needed with regards to the stellar degenerator, and then took off in their metal flying cube, however the Kish described it. You arrive after them and quickly realize that their visit has left the primitive inhabitants, these Kish, in a state of civil war, where one side wanted to close the temple to outsiders forever, having seen what the cult did. It's like, we can't trust outsiders anymore, let's close it down. And the other side broke off from them because they believe that closing the temple to outsiders would go against everything their ancestors stood for. You meet the de facto leader of the latter group, a woman by the name of Harold Tiazel. I say a woman. These Kish, they're long, lanky aliens with like mandibles, and they're weird. You meet Harold Tiazel, or Harry T, to her friends. She's jamming on the courts with the local teens. And she gives you the lowdown. She basically says that their leader, Chieftain Hoifek, has been swayed by one of his most trusted advisors, a guy by the name of Huntmaster Zavra. She was one of the chieftain's advisors as well, but in the schism, he kind of sided with Zavra. He was like, you know what? I like this idea. Let's shut the temple up. So he goes with Zavra. But Zavra's kind of, you get the sense that Zavra's calling the shots now. They lock themselves in the temple found and hold themselves up inside. This team, the crew of the Sarissa, they want to help the Kish, but more importantly, you want to get this information that's in the temple that the cult probably already has. So you go about exploring this city, looking for ways to gain access to the temple because it's locked up, and they tell you that like a frontal assault is certain death. You get to learn a little bit more about Istamak. It looks like it was once a great city, super technologically advanced, and it fell centuries ago, maybe millennia ago. And the Kish that now inhabit this place perhaps came later, or it seems like they evolved, or rather devolved from the original inhabitants over time, and they have no concept of the remnants of the technology that is left behind. There was once a great civilization here, and the Kish that live here now don't quite understand how everything works, and so they lend a religious significance to all of this technology that they don't understand. They rever their ancestors as magical ghosts, mistake their technology for spirits and magic, and they really honor their forefathers as gods, when in truth they were just the prior civilization. So anyways, eventually, you make your way into the Temple Found. You find a backdoor entrance. This Temple Found, you find out, isn't a temple. That's what they think it is, but it's a building that was like a weapon manufacturing plant during the time when the previous civilization ruled this place, and it's actually called the Foundry. You find a back door, and you get in. You're looking for Huntmaster Zavra. You're looking for this information on the stellar degenerator, if it's even still there. It's kind of your only hope. You go in a side door, you go through the basement, you're attacked by this intelligent mechanical ooze that's like scavenged a bunch of materials to attack you. You're beset upon by 4 large elementals that you are able to defeat. And now you stand in the darkness of this temple, wondering where to turn next. What do you want to do?
I Nice recap.
Nice recap.
Yeah.
That's how you
Yeah.
recap. That's how you
Nice
recap.
recap.
I call that my bringing the dice to the show recap.
Oh my God.
Just the bare minimum for a GM.
Leave her alone.
Delivering a good recap.
It's mostly my
As I
fault.
recall, at the top of the pandemic, you had no dice either and had to reach out and call in a favor from our friends at North Foundry.
You had to call in a marker from another company to send you dice.
Are you saying that I solved the problem by making a phone call?
I solved
How dare I?
the problem. I solved the
How dare
problem.
I?
I have
What
a
if-
die.
What if they hadn't helped you the way that Joe refused to help Ellie?
Right.
That's a good point, Skip.
Or
That's a good
much
point.
like Joe with Ellie, what if they said, "Yeah, absolutely, we got you," and then just didn't do it? That's
yeah.
the problem.
We shall not talk about the before time in the long, long ago. We shall only talk about the now.
We should not talk about what happened in the Gap.
Yes, that's all pre-gap. It's all pre-gap. Nobody knows.
It's all
Nobody knows.
pre-gap.
I'm going to remove these elementals from the board. I wanted to leave them there just so those of you who didn't listen to the last couple episodes can remember what you just fought. They don't have any gear on them.
I just received a vision from the Gap, and I recall you saying there was some stuff in the containers.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that because Matthew made fun of me and said, "Oh, you're saying that the containers contain something?"
That
I don't
does
recall
sound...
that, but it doesn't sound out of character.
I do recall that. It was pretty funny.
All right, so you want to go look in the storage room there, those storage containers? Remember, there was like a crude, like writing on the wall there. I don't think any of you deciphered it.
I believe Frisk did, and it said,
Yeah.
don't go inside, or like danger or something.
Oh yeah, dead inside.
Don't go inside. Okay. Yeah, it's like warnings. That's what you get. It's like warning. Was the warning saying don't go inside, don't open up, don't let them out? You don't know, but you fought them, you defeated them. So now you want to go peek around. Who wants to peek around? Who's doing what? What are the name of your characters?
First, Dax is going to turn to Linnea and be like, "I think we need a few moments. You need to catch your breath." She's like beat up.
Oh yeah,
And,
she stuck her ribbon inside her eye.
Right. So why don't we
Is that a
take
fumble?
Yeah, it was a fumble. And so why don't we take a 10-minute rest?
Yeah.
And if people want to spend a resolve point, we can get stamina back. I know Dax didn't take a hit from what I remember. Or in the overhaul update, Hero Lab gave me all my hit points back. I'll take it.
Really
Either
wish
way.
we had taken some notes when we went off the air that time.
It's too bad we don't record ourselves playing this game.
Yeah, well, I've thought about adding like HP at the top of the screen so that people at home can follow, but that's too much work. Plus, it would look stupid. But yeah, who's taken some significant damage?
Me.
Linnea did, but if we were resting, I'm fine.
All right, so you want to burn a resolve point and get your your stamina back?
Yeah.
Okay. And then does anybody want to try and do any healing for HP, or you want to just forge ahead, feel good about having your stamina?
I'm
I
good.
only-
Is it?
yeah. I'm only down 2 hit points, so
Okay.
out of a lot of hit points.
I'm gonna spend a resolve too and get my stamina back.
Okay. Fair. Kreska?
I spent a resolve, got my stam back.
Dr. Fritz?
Yep. Same thing. I'll go my stamina back.
I assume Qualo hasn't taken any damage.
Paulo hasn't taken any
Nor does he
damage,
ever.
and I'm realizing something from Hero Lab's new layout is that I think I took a Constitution poison at some point during this campaign, and Qualo is immune to poison. So, never should have had that.
Ooh.
All right.
My fault. Eggs on my face.
Hey, you know what?
All over
We're
my
learning
shell.
together.
Yep.
It's at least yours and partially David's fault, even if it happened before David's
Hey.
tenure. And Dax, you're fine.
I am fine, ready to move forward as soon as everyone feels up to it.
Good thing about Dax, doesn't take damage, doesn't do damage.
Exactly. He is a
Just kinda
constant
there.
walking sanctuary spell.
All right, who's going in? Are you guys doing perceptions, or you just want to see what you see? Because it looks like most of the equipment in these containers has degraded over time. centuries, millennia, like I said, to a useless state. And even the stuff that looks functional, it would be almost unfathomable to you without a working knowledge of the language, and not just the vulgar version of the language that the Kish speak, but the original language, and like the scientific theories of the time when the Foundry was a bustling place, and months of study. So that's your sort of general, let me take a peek what's in here. What is this? Dr. Friss, the most intelligent amongst you, is just like, he wishes he had a 6-month sabbatical to just study this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But whoever's in there, roll a perception check.
Kreska got a 27.
Okay.
21.
Oh, ditto for Callum, 21 as well.
Okay.
7.
21.
Dax bumps into a wall, hits his head. Kreska, you are the only one that you're looking at this, and I mean, you're real dumb, right? You're a real dum-dum.
I'm not a real dum-dum. I have a 10 intelligence, so I am of, what does that mean? Average intelligence? Above average intelligence?
Yeah.
Average.
If you're average, you're dumb in this
My
world.
wisdom is so high.
Yeah, you're wise, but a real dummy.
Real
Comes to
dum-dum.
like street smarts. Real dum-dum. But you're just like, stumbling about, and you see something, like you're totally overwhelmed by this stuff. It's way beyond you, but you see something that looks a little interesting. Something that you're like, I feel like I might know what these do. It's like a visor. You're like, that is something I could wear over my dumb eyes.
Can I do any kind of check to try to guess what it does? Surmise what it might do?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to do like a mysticism check?
Ooh, that I can do.
David, what kind of check
I
would
mean,
you
you're
like?
just gonna give him the layup like that? No, maybe engineering,
Engineering, yeah.
identify technology.
Okay, yeah, let's do engineering.
Okay. I'll also consult with the doctor if this doesn't work. 13 engineering.
Yeah, you might want to bring that to the doc.
Doctor, what do you make of this?
Oh, let me see. And Friss is going to do an engineering check. God damn it. 21.
21. It looks like some sort of X-ray visor.
This is like from the old comic books. Can see the underwear. Hey, look.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. It's like you can see people naked.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Or their skeletons. But,
Right.
Wait, yeah, what does it look like? Is it like skeletons, like from an X-ray machine?
Who puts it on?
Kreska will put it on just to see what happens.
So Kreska, you put it on, and immediately you're just like, what is going on? You get all fucked up because it looks like it's made for the Kish who have multiple eyes. Roll a fortitude save.
No, you'd be nauseated, dude.
9.
9. You are sickened for 1 hour, and you have a splitting headache. You know, it's like, don't ever wear somebody else's
Oh, yeah,
glasses.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Imagine
that's
wearing like
terrible.
glasses for a fly. That's what you just did. Oh gosh, blood's leaking out of your left ear.
I take it off immediately.
Take it off immediately. You
And then
tell
I sit down for 1 hour.
Yeah, they just need an hour. Friss, you knowing that, you think maybe if you spent some time with it, you could adapt it for your normal eyes. Maybe not Qualo's weird eyes, but the rest of you.
Wow, that's such a weirdo.
He's like, let me try. No. But the rest of you, with some work and some time, you could probably fiddle and make it usable.
Callum goes over to Kreska when she sits down, and he looks at her and he goes, "Hey, do you want me to try to help you out if you're dizzy?"
You can remove my headache.
Yeah, I did it to I didn't know I could do it, but I did it to myself. I could try.
I would be most appreciative.
So Callum casts remove condition lesser.
Ooh.
and he doesn't really know what to do, so he touches Kreska's shoulder, and he just like kind of concentrates for a little too long. Like it takes kind of a long time because he doesn't have full control of his powers, so he just kind of stands there for a while, and he's like, I think it's gonna happen soon. He casts it.
Hang in there, Cap.
And that splitting headache just subsides immediately.
I was gonna say, do we sit there for an hour while Callum tries to figure out?
An hour holding it, and you're like, I feel better. And you're like, nailed it. 55 minutes in, you're like, I think it's going away. And she burned a spell slot.
That's okay. You're the captain, right? So I'm probably in your debt because I'm with your crew. So
The captain is only as good as their crew.
all right, and he walks away.
Uh-oh.
Too much emotion. So was this the only thing we found in all of the containers, or was just this the one container?
The other room.
That's both containers. I was just kind of doing a wash of all of it as you're studying it. That's the one thing that jumps out at you. The rest is beyond all of your pay grades.
Quick detect magic on each of the spaces in the containers.
Nothing.
Okay, cool. Where next?
Can you all see in the dark?
Dex
No.
can.
Oh, Kreska can't.
Qualo can.
I can.
So who can't? Just Kreska? Okay.
I believe Callum was helping out with some dancing lights.
Yeah, I can cast those.
Chris says, he says, Captain, it occurs to me I've been doing some genetic research, and if you'll submit, and he like boom, pulls out a syringe from his new medical kit. He says, I think I can help you a bit.
Really?
I think so.
Is it safe? Has the FCIPC approved this?
Only one way to find out. And he pops it into her leg. And you gain blind sense for 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
What? Where you been hiding that?
That's new. That's the biohacker
biohacker?
ability. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How do I add this to my character sheet?
I don't know.
Just remember you
us.
have blind sense.
Yeah. Do you have blind sense?
You have blind sense and 6 other people who can talk while you look it up, Matthew.
Yeah. David,
I mean, come on, man.
David, take us
Yeah.
on a walk down the Blind Sense Road. What does it do?
Well, the one slight issue with that, though, is so this is your genetic booster, right, Skid?
Yeah.
It's blind sense sound. So not necessarily blind sense vision.
No. I know, like, you can't see, but
Okay,
no, I'm just
fine.
giving her blind sense, so even if she can't see, she'll have an idea of
Like
where-
a dolphin. Like a dolphin.
Yeah.
Echolocation.
So yeah, it's imprecise, non-visual sense. So yeah, exactly. It's like
Right.
a bat, basically.
And if you did already have blind sense, if I gave this to you, you would gain blind fighting.
Nice.
Cool.
This is so
I was blind fighting.
This is so awesome. You're like,
Sorry.
you should be working on the Tour de France with these capabilities.
I know. That's the next step.
Biohacker sounds cool. Is what you read so far cool?
Yeah, it's actually pretty great. I don't know if I'll stick with it after this level, but it's pretty cool.
Dude, it's a classic biohacker dip.
Yep.
Everybody's doing it.
Linnea is gonna walk over to Dr. Friss and say, "You got any more of those syringes for me?"
There is something that I can give you here. Let me see. Let's see. I think.
Boom. Diphtheria.
You want to be able to
didn't
feel
want
your way.
Not that one.
Would you like to also be able to feel your way around in the dark?
Well, I can already see. I was just wondering if you had something cool. But it's
Well,
okay if you don't.
No, I do, but there is only very short periods of time that it works. I can stick
Alright.
with you though.
All right, we can talk about it later when we're in a we can talk about it
Slam it
later.
into my leg after we roll initiative.
Didn't
Give me something, man.
Skid?
Maybe in the bathroom at the back of the club.
Did you mention in our last episode years ago that you had a sweet new weapon that might help with this?
No, I don't know. I want one. I want an injector gun. But I don't have one.
I feel like you guys found one but sold it.
Oh, we sold it?
Yeah, there was one out there somewhere. I can't remember where, unless I'm dreaming it.
No, it rings a bell. It rings a bell.
I really need one.
It was on the undead planet, I believe.
Man.
Yeah.
There's different... But yeah, because if I had one of those, like, I could do different debuffs and everything to enemies at range, and I could also heal you guys at range.
That's the key thing. I mean, how many times you're like, I can't get to them.
Yeah.
So you be on the lookout. You look up ahead here, and it seems like this hallway stretches to the west, and right where it opens up, about 40 feet away or so from Dax, it spreads out to the left and the right.
Dax is going to walk up there and just say, Qualo, on me.
All right, Dax.
He'll step to the edge and just peek his head out left and right, scanning the hallways. His yellow plasma array, two-handed, heavy weapon at his side.
You peek your head around the corner. Psum, 2 lasers light through your head. And you
through my head?
Die. Yeah.
Unconscious and dying.
Yeah, no, just fully dead. It went right through your brain.
Oh, no.
All right. See you next week.
How to lose a guy in 10 minutes.
If anyone besides Grant is wondering, I think I found a way to add it to my character sheet, not so I can know what it does, but so that I can remember from week to week to week, you dick.
That's fair.
I stand by my earlier comments.
You look up ahead, you get your classic Temple Found intersection. It looks like the path that you're on continues forward and then opens into another room where there's like maybe a cubicle wall or something. But more noticeable to you is the hallway stretching left and right that has multiple doors. Are you showing me the extent of your dark vision?
I wasn't doing that with somebody else.
That was me. I was
doing it. It's very rude.
I had hide from others. You can see it. You're the DM.
So the extent of my dark vision is here, 60 feet.
And mine goes through that door, that green arrow. I can see straight through.
Goes right through the door.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I was going to say,
it does that.
My dark vision is 60 feet, but I can send my dancing lights up to 100 feet. So if I send them down the hallway, I'd be able to see further. Well, everybody could see further then.
All right, so you don't want to dance those lights down the upper hallway?
Yes, please.
All right, so if you do that, you see that just like the southern hallway, it comes to an end in a door. So you got 3 doors to the north on the west wall, and then 1 door on the north wall. Then you've got 1 door on the south wall and 2 on the southern hallway to the south. What are doors?
Dax is just going to step out and he'll make eye contact with Qualo and just nod his head to the north and just start walking north.
Okay, you start walking north.
I'm going to do a perception on the floor and the ceiling and around as I'm walking.
What I was going to say is all of these doors are evenly spaced apart, but with an 8, they look like they're all differently spaced.
Qualo will use all 3 of his eyes to make his own perception check. That's a 22.
22. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
There are nameplates outside of the doors, though. Looks like there's a different name on each door, but it's in a language that you can kind of make out to be like Johnson, Jacoby.
Right.
Dax will raise his weapon behind Qualo and just sort of nod to him like, open the door.
Qualo will use one of his arms to open the door.
Go to open the door and find out what happens after the break. If you're watching this live, there is no break. See, you only get the ads on the podcast now. Why would you listen to the podcast version? No, still download it, but watch it live. You open the door. And this is what you see. Sugar gunk goo.
Dak goes automatic fire and unloads the rest of his clip into the paperwork.
Way to tear through the red tape, Dak.
It does have an office feel to it, but it has been converted into something else. It almost has a feel of like a meditation room. There's a single woven mat on the floor and several crude bowls coated with what looks like dried up paint, maybe blood, but it looks more like paint. And then the walls in the room are a confusing riot of all sorts of colors and shapes.
Qualo will do a general perception, rifling through whatever he can, and if he can't make out anything in the shapes, he will bring in any of his team that knows way more about these type of things than he does. So quick perception, 19 on the die for a 27.
Okay. You don't see anything of import, and the shapes and colors have no significance to you perception-wise.
It's clear inside. And Qualo steps out to let other people in.
Dax isn't going in.
Chris is going to go in, and if he sees that substance in the bowls, that's another new thing he has with his new custom med kit as a chemalizer. So he wants to do analyze the chemical compound in the bowl.
Okay.
Is
that a roll?
Yep. That is a 33.
Okay. It seems to be a paint that's probably made from the local plants here, flowers that have been squeezed to make paint, and there's various colors. So it looks like the bowl has been used a number of times over with different colors, and that's also reflected in what's drawn on the walls.
Can I do a culture check on the walls or archaeology?
Yeah, culture or mysticism.
31.
31.
Culture.
So, you know what you know about the Kish culture at this point, but similar primitive cultures probably display something similar to the feel you're getting here, where like maybe these Kish pilgrims would come here to meditate and feel like moved by something, perhaps the memories of their ancestors or whatever they got going on with their own thing, and then paint based on what they felt in their meditation. So as you look around the room, it's just this mix of probably several different, maybe dozens or hundreds of people that have come, had that experience, and then Jackson Pollocked up the walls.
Can I figure out what abstract notions or things that they might be trying to represent with any of this, looking at it?
Yeah, if you really try to suss out, because it's so hard to tell, like, is that one connected to that one or that one? In many ways, you see stuff that's very simple, like just something that was relating to their life in that moment. Like a coming of age, like a boy and his father, or a young Kish girl and her mother learning things. So it's just like an emotional moment they had in this transcendental meditation, and they expressed it through art. You think that this probably was just like an executive office when this was the Foundry, where it was like guys just pushing paperwork around, but the Kish see it as something else, and so they come here to have their religious moments.
Benighted fools. So he's taking pictures of all of this with his communicator camera. He's just like getting pictures of everything.
We check the next door.
Is Qualo already in the next room?
Qualo's
Dax and
already.
Qualo are like, let's go.
Qualo's in the fog of war.
Let's go.
The kids on the field trip that don't want to read any of the placards in the museum. They just go.
You check that room, identical. Well, obviously, the what is painted is different, but it has the same like mat on the floor, bowl, stuff everywhere. The next door, same exact thing.
Okay.
All right.
How about that north door, Qualo?
Oh, I love northernmost doors.
You go to the north, and it's locked.
Oh, that is something I have not retained memory of. What is our ability to open locked doors in this party? Outside of...
Callum, Callum has a cool ability, right?
Oh, you're talking about my spell. I don't have like a lock-picking ability, but I can just make stuff decay. Does Linnea ask Callum that? Like, hey, do the door
Callum.
thing.
Hey, Callum, can you make that lock decay again? That cool thing you did back over at the other planet?
Oh, yeah, like when everybody was gonna die?
Yeah, when you saved all of us.
Yeah, I can try. I feel like that happened because I was worried that everybody was gonna die, but I can try. Yeah, to do it now. If you want me
believe in
to,
you.
if you want me to spend that spell slot to open up this door.
Never mind.
just
It's up to
open
you,
it.
really.
I could try to just open it.
Oh, maybe the doc could do it, and not me.
Well, Kriska, it's an engineering check if either one of us wants to try.
Doctor, I defer to your expertise.
Okay, Juba. And it's a 20.
20 doesn't open it.
Perhaps we can find another way around.
I'll give it a try just for giggles, but I don't think I'm gonna.
Not for shits.
No. I do not beat a 20. So
Okay.
Moving to the south.
That's my third natural 2, by the way, of the night.
It's despicable. You check that door there, the first one to the south.
Yeah,
Correct.
first one past the corridor to the south.
Same shit, different day.
Okay, and then one more to the south.
Okay. Extremely similar to the other 4 rooms, except for the dead body.
It legitimately surprised me. I feel it's so simple.
You're like Kreska simple.
What's a warp engine?
Maybe
Fresco will s-
How's this thing fly?
Let's go back to the before times. This joke is
long
Put this
ago?
backwater hayseed as our captain.
Kreska will step in and examine the body.
It looks like it's burned in places, but also one of its legs and maybe one of its arms looks broken as well.
Is it Kish?
It is. It's dressed in like the armor of the warriors that you've seen about.
How long dead, Captain?
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
Well, let us ask our medical doctor.
And that's Juba. Juba.
Oh, good, natty 7. 25.
Well, that's where the bonus comes in. So even though you see that it's burnt and has broken limbs, as you start to examine the corpse, Doctor, you see that the Kish died from drowning.
Whoa.
And maybe drowned sometime in the last 24 to 48 hours.
It's
It was-
very strange. This is recent. The
Yeah.
lungs are filled with fluid.
Hey, Callum comes in the room. Hey, do you guys think that it was the stuff that we killed?
Water elemental.
Or maybe the containers used to be full of water or something and it flooded the entire thing. Or this is an area that gets flooded by water from time to time. Do we see any signs of water damage and stuff?
No. The only thing, roll a perception check, Linnea. Or is survival in Starfinder, or is it something else?
There's
Perception?
survival.
There's survival?
Survival.
All right. Yeah, you
I'll
can do
roll.
perception or survival.
I'll roll survival.
Natural 20 on perception. But I don't have survival. That's why I was like, please give me perception.
23 survival.
All right, so the two of you like put your heads together, and it looks like the body was placed here posthumously.
Weird.
Anything on any cool stuff on the person?
A lucky rabbit's foot.
I've been
I
wanting
take
one
it.
of these.
Clearly, it worked.
I like
Really?
that. I like that the dumb soldier had to walk over to the medical doctor and be like, "Looks like it was placed. It was placed here." I don't know if you didn't notice that, doctor, but I'm
Didn't
just
give me a
simple
chance to
soldier.
roll on it. I could have seen that.
Chris says, suddenly dropping his accent.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Get off my case, all right?
All right, Dax will nudge Qualo. Let's go.
Okay, all
back
right,
up to
all
the
right,
north,
all right.
and then to the west, and then he's going to look north and south of this smaller hallway.
What about this southernmost door?
I was going to check.
Forgot about the southernmost door. Sorry, I said there was
door.
one more door, and I didn't see that bottom door.
Who tries it?
Dax will do it, or Qualo.
Dax and Qualo join hands.
Same time, man.
Show me that smile. You try to open it, and like its northern counterpart, it is locked.
I stick a grenade in the bottom of it.
The smoke clears and the door is still standing.
Does it look
Well,
forced?
it was a smoke grenade, so it takes a while and does nothing.
It's like, why'd I use that?
An awful use of that grenade.
And the door is still standing.
Wait, can I try again? I think I could get it this time.
Yeah, Dax will step back, leave some room for Dr. Fries to step up and give it a shot.
32.
32. Okay. That's actually enough to open it. You open it up and you see an enormous, cavernous space.
Whoa.
Which is, it looks like it must have been a manufacturing floor in its, in the original times, in the long, long ago. But now it's like untouched. So maybe the Kish don't even go in here out of respect of really not understanding what it's for. At the same time, it's in complete disarray. So you don't know if that's something the Kish did, or maybe the original inhabitants did as they were leaving this planet. You have a lot of questions as you open the door because it has a feel unlike everything you've seen. But yeah, you see machinery that looks like it was It looks kind of like a car factory, but it was clearly used to make enormous weapons.
So like automated.
Yeah, fully automated.
Wow.
And we do a
Just like
perception.
robotic assembly lines.
Yeah, perception.
Perception.
21.
24.
29.
Literally 9. I rolled 7, 8, then 9 in perception checks. I'm working my way up.
You kind of, like when I say this is cavernous, you start looking around, you don't see anything in the immediate vicinity, but you're like, if we only had like 5 or 6 hours, maybe we could comb over this whole area. It's huge. The ceiling's
Can we not
huge.
see it on the map?
No, it's not on the map.
How?
Detect magic. I'll wander around a little bit, detecting magic.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you really have to wander because you're going 60-foot cones and you've got to go all the way across the room. So depending on how much time you spend, you look around and eventually you do detect a little magic.
Ooh.
Oh. And if you follow up on it,
I do.
you find something.
Whoa.
Ooh. And you recognize it as an ability crystal.
Nice. Fine.
Oh, sweet.
Mark
That's
2.
awesome.
I'm assuming we're gonna roll off of that.
Oh, yeah.
Mark 2 or 3. Do you know?
Who can study it to figure it out? What's that check, David? Is it mysticism?
I think that's mysticism, yeah.
Yeah.
Kreska will roll it. 26.
Mach 2, dude.
Mach 2.
Oh my god.
So we all can roll on this, I guess.
Man, this is going to be
No,
is.
not me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unhappy players.
Wow.
Just a straight D20 roll?
Straight Mach 2.
Don't forget
Or
to add
do
your
you,
bonus.
Kreska, you're the captain. Do you come out and you say, look what I found?
Let us debate this as civilized folk.
I shit you not. I rolled a natural 20.
There you go.
well, let's see if we
I
can tie.
shit you not.
That's a good practice roll. Now get ready to actually roll everybody.
We didn't call for the roll yet, but nice warm up.
Stop it.
Nice
Stop
warm up.
it.
Get that
Shut
20
up.
out of your system.
Shut
Roll
the
that.
fuck up.
Before we started playing today, I rolled a few 20s.
Shut up!
I count those for my first couple attacks later.
This is so rude. I'm being attacked. I rolled a natural 20. You can't take that away from me. What do you say, Kreska?
No, you'll always have that 20. I would never try to take that away from you.
I'll just hold on to this and see who deserves it the most.
Hey, Kreska, remember when I...
Trial by combat.
Trial by combat.
I mean, in fairness, you do need an hour to use the crystal, so maybe you just want to save it for later anyway. Who needs a +4 to a stat right now?
Come on.
Wait, is it permanent?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I rolled
Yeah.
a natural 20.
Oh my god.
I'm with Sydney.
Hey, thanks, Ellie. And you're not even rolling, and that just
Wait, I'm
shows
going to
a
try
lot.
to roll a natural.
Yeah, we
She
can all
can't
roll
roll a
natural
natural 20. She
20.
doesn't have any dice.
Have this.
6.
I rolled a natural 22. No, I'm kidding.
Come on, Dax. You got this, dude. You got it. 8.
Burgermeister?
6.
Skittles? Skidamoo?
I already have a Mark II, so I couldn't use it anyway.
Okay. And then now, Sydney, you roll.
Correct.
+5.
I'll
You just
roll
got to
again.
beat an 8. You just got to
Hey,
beat an 8.
If you
I got a
guys really want
16.
me
You gotta
to,
be a 16.
Gotta be
you
a
guys really want me to, I'll roll again.
No.
No, you
Roll.
take it.
Roll.
You take
Give it
it.
to Callum.
Put it on your pillow when you try to sleep tonight.
Or put it underneath your pillow and dream about the man you will marry one day.
Ew, gross.
It's an old Swedish folklore. Put a Mark II ability
actually
crystal
is.
under your pillow.
It actually is.
Wait, so
Father Noel will bring you a man.
matchmaker. I use this on a skill.
Yes. Do you,
An ability score.
I got
Yeah, do you have one right now? Any ability score augmentations? From character creation? No?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
I don't want to shit on Sydney, but she did forget to buy armor. So do you really think she remembered to buy an ability cross?
Wow.
I mean,
What?
Solid dunk.
yeah, well,
Okay, hold on. I just want to retcon and say I didn't have armor because I was found on a ship and brought to you guys.
Yeah,
so
it's called
sorry,
role-playing, Ellie.
that's fair. That's fair. My bad. My
Sorry, I
bad.
didn't have time to go to the superstore in space and get armor. My bad.
But it fits my character and my personality, I guess, as Eleanor and Linnea to be like, oh, you don't have clothes. You don't have like rich people stuff. You
Do you
know.
remember when Linnea asked Callum if he like went to school and he was like no, and she was like, oh,
Oh, yeah, it's like, what
okay.
private school did you go to? What boarding school did you go to?
So which boarding school did you go to?
Did you leave your armor in one of your Porsches? I don't
Oh,
understand.
did your butler carry it with him, maybe?
So to answer your question, Sydney, yes, it is, since you don't have one already, it is +4 to the ability score of your choice once you spend an hour communing with the crystal.
so I will put it in my pocket of Kreska's suit that she gave me a while ago and march on.
That'll be fun. Like if you forget about it, and then Kreska's wearing that suit a few years later, and it's like finding $5. You're like, oh, I found. Oh, hey, Mark II ability crystal.
I reach into the pocket of my coat and pull out the heart of the ocean.
Wallow pulls out a flute.
Once it's used up, can it be like when Callum inevitably dies by the end of this book or beginning of book 5? Can they take it away from her corpse or his
Oh, no.
corpse?
Negative.
It's
Explicitly, once a character has used the crystal, its magic is forever spent.
I thought about that. So you guys still want to give it to Callum?
Want
Yes.
to? Are obligated to?
No,
by
no.
certain
Sure.
decorum rules?
That's a strong word.
The dice willed it.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry. Do you guys just think I'm gonna die and that none of you are gonna die and that you would be more suited?
No,
and be
no.
invincible?
No, it's you.
Then
You've got like a
Callum-
+2 to hit at 6th level.
Callum, I promise you will never die.
Oh, do you say that to Callum and he goes, I've like died like 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You probably won't die the 4th time. I don't know.
Okay.
Just trying to be.
But you probably
Still some
won't
courage.
die the 4th time.
Okay.
And now Callum feels good.
All
I
right.
don't, David, I'm not sure what the item is, how to add it to my sheet, so I don't forget.
Ability Crystal Mark II.
Under augmentation.
Yeah, augmentation.
Oh, augmentation's cool. Thank you.
Quick question for David while we're on David.
In
Starfinder, I remember ages ago, eons ago, when I read the core rulebook, are there DCs for breaking doors and locks? Can we attempt to slash through the other door? Because it doesn't seem like we're going to find a roundabout. If this is a symmetrical structure, I don't have faith that we're going to try to get into that. So I wanted to try to use a slashing or a bludgeoning weapon or something to just knock down that other door.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't so much be a engineering disabled device sort of thing. That would just be straight up Troy making a hardness and hit point call, which similar to the Broken Lands, right? You guys kind of did the same thing, busting up some walls and doors and stuff. So it's up to him.
Would I be able to make a second attempt to pick it? Could I take 20 on it?
Yeah. It's just it just takes more time in case there's like someone watching you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess we know if they were.
Yeah.
At that point.
Like, hey, get away from that door. All right, yeah, Skid, try another try. Give it another whirl.
I'll try. I'll spend another round. We'll see.
Can I aid you?
Yes.
I aid.
Try. Okay. That is a 27.
Not enough. Anybody have what's the equivalent of dungeoneering? Is there one?
Not so much. I mean,
Not
the
really.
closest thing's actually probably survival if it's a, thinking about the floor plan kind of
Yeah.
Or physical science, maybe?
thing.
Yeah.
Meh.
Alright.
Survival.
Yeah. Try survival.
30.
Okay. You think that's probably the front entrance or leads to the front entrance that you circumvented to get around down into here. Yeah. So
front
if
button.
it's good to know if you need to get the hell out of here, but you're having trouble picking the lock. So you're going to have to go out the traditional way unless you find another exit.
Okay. So to the west then?
Yep.
All right. So you continue to the west. Dax, what do you do?
West.
Little peekaroo?
Yeah, same thing. Edge up to the hallway there, and then look left, look right. Trying to just be as stealthy as possible.
Okay. You want to roll a stealth check or it's more a flavor stealth?
Yeah, I will roll a stealth check.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a long time. We are entering the back entrance of a temple that we think is pretty well loaded with enemies, right? Like people that are hiding out in here that don't want us here and could just be walking the halls, right?
Yeah, it's hard to know. I don't think you came here expecting to fight that scavenger slime and 4 elementals. So maybe you
Right.
came in thinking you were going to just be assaulted by Kish, but everything you've learned so far is that's not the case.
Oh,
so I don't
maybe
think you
they're
really
all
know
dead.
what to expect.
Maybe they're all dead. Thank you, Troy. That clears it up. Okay.
Just say it.
I'll do a stealth. I will do a mechanical stealth. Natural 5. Man, picking right up.
I'm going to look in this hallway, guys.
It's a 13 as I accidentally shoot a round from my weapon into the floor.
Jesus Christ. Perhaps perhaps a more graceful player should go first.
All right, Linnea, you and Qualo can go. I don't know. I just feel like I do one thing, which is walk in first.
No, I'm kidding.
Nobody takes
certainly
move
don't
actions
perceive.
like you.
I don't have any knowledge of anything. I can't pick any locks or hack any computers. The only thing I do is look first.
No, but you do have your smoke grenades. And
Wow. Sass. Troy's got you all fired up.
I know, and I'm
that.
taking it out on you, which feels I don't know. I'm waiting for when I can make a real comeback.
Right, you're like
To
the
the real-
kid.
to
You're
the
like
real
the kid. You're like the kid who gets bullied and
beats the
doesn't stand
smaller
up to
kid.
the bully yet. Yeah, just beats up a smaller kid.
And she just went after Skid 5 minutes ago. See, this is what I do.
I know.
I attack and then let you fight amongst yourselves. It's about sowing discord and then letting you all eat each other alive.
All right, I'm going to take one step in and then up to the north and look around that next hallway to the west.
Okay, what's everybody else doing?
Qualo's going south at the same time. Flanking options.
Ooh,
We ain't got time. We ain't got time to waste. We've been on
gonna-
hiatus for so long.
Okay.
I'm gonna go after Dax to just cover his, just to be like a little support. Nothing. I don't mean anything by it.
I'll cover Qualo's reckless move.
Okay. All right. Qualo and Dax roll a perception check.
22.
Natural 1. I'm just on fire right now.
Oh, Joey.
Okay.
Bro.
Qualo, you peek around the edge there, and you've got decent dark vis.
Standard 60. Yep.
Right. Decent dark vis, standard. You peek around and you see that it just stretches and like opens up into little cubicles and hallways in the distance. And Dax, you see the same thing. Like it's more, these are all like little cubicles, and you kind of see into one, it looks like there might be like little workstations there. You can't tell if they're active or not. However, Dax, when you peek around the corner from somewhere deeper in the room, you hear "Thrum," and a fucking bullet comes right at you. Roll for initiative.
Oh shit! Wait. Was it because I didn't say stealth out loud? Is that why?
Do we not have drops for roll for initiative?
Yeah, we don't.
No, we want you to
have it
sing
right
them, Ellie.
now.
Take it away, Ellie.
No, I get
Take
to.
it away, Eleanor.
I need to be more drunk. I need to be drunker to start singing. So I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't ask. What?
I only have one drop.
What is it?
Oh wait. Okay. I don't have any drops.
Way to play me, Skid.
It's gonna take some time.
Hold on, let's try this. Hold on, let me see.
Get back in the saddle.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
We got it. We got some semblance of it. All right. Come on, Daxie McGee.
Yeah, let's talk a niche. Been a while since March that you rolled a niche. Callum, what'd you get?
15. My age.
Oh,
Linnea.
28.
20.
Oh my God.
The juice is loose. Dr. Friss.
25.
You know you don't add CAC plus 8, right, Linnea, to your initiative?
Right.
Oh, nope.
Dax.
26.
Ooh, wow, you guys got some rolls. Qualo.
16.
16. Krezkaletha.
4.
4. All right. Here's what's going to happen. First of all, let's resolve this bullet coming from somewhere in the back of the room. Oh, man. I miss GMing this like I miss fucking liver damage. All right. Here we go. Ooh, let me ask you this, good buddy. Does a 33 hit ya cack?
Yeah.
Flat-footed too.
Oh, it gets your
in case.
flat-footed crack. So that means it's a critical. Shut up. All right, here we go. Let's talk about damage here.
Oh my God.
All right. That is going to be 9 points of damage as a arrow comes flying at you.
Oh,
must have been shot out of some battle bow. So 9 points of damage total, and you know that this is an archaic weapon, and so you took less damage than you should have took. So you think maybe you're dealing with Kish, but you don't know. And I've never heard this music before.
I know.
This is
weird.
This is weird.
Is this the opening act for Interpol in 2006?
It's a cyberpunk sound set.
Ooh.
It's a little weird. Anyways, that hits you for 9 points of damage, and you know it came from somewhere in the back of the room. I will highlight it on a roll 20. Somewhere from this area in the Bizak.
Bizak. Okay.
Let's go through initiative here. We're going to start off with Linnea, who rolled a 28. Linnea, you hear Dax wince out. Ah!
That's not what happened.
Oh, no!
Here we go.
That's what
more
you're-
traditional.
Here to the north.
Linnea, unfortunately, since I didn't say that I had it out, I'm assuming that you're not going to let me have it out because I've been using my battle ribbon so far, but I do have my artillery laser that I got last episode.
So move action, you pull it out.
Sorry.
Oh, come on.
Move action,
I
you
didn't
whip
hear-
that out.
Oh,
Spunk.
I
When you're rocking multiple weapons, you gotta be precise and
I
tell me
know,
what
I
you
know.
have on.
Well, but okay, fine.
Don't try to grant me with what weapon you had out. That's a classic grant move.
Again, I'm not going to allow you to sow discord by just pulling us out individually. That was just clearly motivated to sow discord in between us, and it won't happen, Troy.
You watch in about 5 minutes. Matthew's gonna be yelling at Sydney, and no one's gonna know why.
All right,
That's all we can.
fine.
Never.
I will do this then. I will move through Dax, stand in the corner, and still have my big ass artillery laser and say, "Stand back." I don't know if I still speak the language. Has it been 24 hours since we got that, or that was only understanding?
Yeah, no,
language.
you're good. You can, I believe, you can speak it as well, right? Or is it just the comprehend languages, David? Can they just understand it?
Well, how else would they have been able to speak with Harry T?
I don't like the
Right.
way you're talking to me, David, right now. You can just answer with a simple yes.
See, sometimes that Discord turns around and
Damn.
bites back.
Sorry, sir. Didn't mean it.
How dare you,
Do
David?
better next time.
All right, yeah. So you would think if there is Kish back there, they can understand you.
Yeah, but at least they would see a super cool bald woman standing with a huge ass weapon. So if anything, they understand the gist of it. But she's not shooting.
Sure. Possibly.
Sure.
Is there a character like that just entered the scene? Next up is Dax. Dax, you are after you got hit by a archaic arrow. Linnea just pushed you to the side and made comments about your size.
Yeah, he leans around the corner and this archaic arrow hits his shoulder armor and it goes in just enough to just pierce the edge of his skin. Give him, let's say, 1 point of damage, because that's what he took. And he just
You have DR8?
walks. DR8, and he just walks around the corner and starts walking and looking left and right, just looking for where this is coming from. So I'm going to look left. Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, sorry,
Like an alcove or an inset?
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you look to the left and you just see a bunch of cubicles. Let me give you a little more flavor text now that you're deeper in here. So within these cubicles, there's a bunch of standing desks filling each cubicle, and they look like almost all of them are heaped with dried flowers, decorative bundles of grass, and other homemade trinkets. You've seen stuff like this in the Maze of Ghosts and in whatever the other thing was called, like these like offerings almost, and these things are laying at each of the workstations. Although this area, like many other areas you've seen so far in the Foundry and all over Istamak, is worn, the checkered carpet looks to be of high quality throughout the room. So that's
He
what
doesn't
you
see any creatures.
You don't see any creatures.
He'll keep stalking then, another 10 feet.
Okay.
And again, looking left into the alcove for the source of this arrow. He's like walking calmly toward where it came from.
Sure. So you keep walking, and now you see down another row of cubicles, and there's walls on that side. So it's similar to like the first view that you have. You're basically seeing what Linnea sees if she looks to the south, except
Okay.
there's openings into those cubicles about 15 feet away and about 30 feet away.
Okay. He'll continue walking and then look down the... Well, he can see 60 feet straight ahead, so where does this hallway end?
Okay, there's a door to your north there, and then you pass a cubicle that you can peek into. Again, flowers everywhere. And you see 5, 10, 15, 20, about 25 feet away, the wall ends. So it seems to be a square as far as you can tell, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anywhere from probably around a dozen of these cubicles.
Big room. All right, he's going to keep walking, looking
Okay.
to the left.
You keep walking. You
He's
look
now in
down.
double move territory.
Okay, you look down to the south and you see it just stretches on. There's a couple openings into some cubicles. Again, 15 feet and 30 feet to the south. But to the western portion of that room is just a straight line of cubicle walls. And you still don't see any creatures.
All right, another 10 feet, and then look inside all the cubicles.
All right, you go another 10 feet and you look down and you see the same thing you saw when you first looked down the main row of cubicles. 1, 2, 3, 4 cubicles with 8 stations, all covered in either flowers, grass, or trinkets. But no enemies.
So weird. Maybe it was a trap or something. And then he'll go to the end of the wall and look down the last line to the south behind the last row of cubicles.
All right, so you double moved at this point, right?
Yeah, I've moved 60 of my 80 feet so far.
Okay. You look down at that last row, and you see that it looks like the room ends. There's a little opening to your left. Roll a perception check. Oh, excuse me, about 10 feet away to the right, like the room stretches to the right a little bit.
16 perception.
You feel like there's someone there hiding around the corner.
He'll walk up, and that's the extent of his movement.
Okay.
He walks up to try to put face to face with this creature.
What is it? Shift Z
Yes.
to make it pop. Shaboom. That's what you said.
Whoa. Whoa. And he'll call back to the team. Over here.
It has a sniper rifle out, or like not a sniper. It has like a battle bow in its hands, and so it can't take an attack of opportunity as you move past it. Well, you already acted. No, that would have provoked. So that's what you see, and you yell to your crew. There's something back here, Dr. Friss.
Dr. Friss pulls out a little vial from his medipack, shoves it into his injector, runs up to Linnea, and jabs it into her thigh.
Nice.
Injects her. Says, "Go get him, Basa!" And you get +10 to your movement speed for the next 5 rounds.
That's great. For 5 rounds. That's great. Oh, this new Dr. Friss biohacker. This is just what this party needed.
Yeah.
All right. Moves up and standard action ejects. It is the creature next to Dax's turn. So, drops the battle bow and draws an axe. David, I can only do one attack if I drew the axe, right?
Yeah.
The axe. All right. So, one attack with this sweet Kish axe on Kish Dax.
Kish Dax.
36 to hit, dude.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, that is a hit.
That is a big ol' hit. All right, let's roll out some damage here. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, man. Oh, okay. So that's 31 points of damage minus 5 because it's archaic. So 26 points of damage.
Wow.
Man.
Just boom with this Kish axe. Lays you out.
Oh, my God.
But you got some DR there. 8. You have DR 8 now, right?
DR 8. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, not really anymore, but...
David, explain.
Well, if you saw what I dropped in the chat, I was trying to spare Joe.
I heard the whoop, and then I couldn't find where it was.
I was trying to spare
David
calling
just wrote
you
a novel in the chat.
Yeah. It was, we talked about this a while back, what we're going to do about the erratas. So I don't know if Joe gets the overpowered old feat or if he has to take the actual corrected version. But in the corrected version, the DR being all kinetic damage was deemed to be too strong. So you actually have to pick bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Or
slashing.
Yeah, there you go. I figured that would decide it, but so up to you guys.
Oh, that's interesting.
It made people angry when they changed it because it was a very dominant feat otherwise.
Piercing would be better for like bullet fire, like if you were taking range attacks, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. You could pick either one you want. They were 2 types of damage. One was the battle bow is piercing, and this is slashing. So you're gonna get 8.
You know what? I don't know, dude. That's a little fucked up. Like, to bring it up here, I never would have walked all the way in here. I walked all the way in here because I know I can't take damage from these people.
Right.
And
right,
so
right.
even taking 16 is like, that's a wake-up call, and I'm fine to take it. But you're talking about adding another 16 points of damage.
No,
basically.
you can pick piercing or slashing, and I'll give you DR for one of those 2 attacks that hit you. But you're going to have to take the 8 back for 1. I think that's fair, no?
It's just such a, like, I never would have played it that way if I knew the rule.
But I'm not
We're
making you
changing the
take
rule
16.
mid-combat.
No,
You know
I'm
what I mean?
correcting the rule that's been errated. Thank you,
overpowered
David.
feats.
Can't we all just thank David? Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. Thanking David for... No one's thanking him besides me.
Always helping us out at the best
Well,
possible
what
time.
would you want to pick? Slashing or piercing? I have a compromise.
I'll do slashing. Slashing.
All right, so technically you would have taken the extra 8 points of damage against the piercing. Take 4. Is that fair? Is that fair, Joe?
I mean, I don't even know if I would have taken that feat. You know what I mean? Like, this is a between sessions fix. This is very, very different.
You don't like it.
But whatever. It is a great feat. I was like, this is a no-brainer feat. But I also, like, I don't know. It's fine.
4 points.
It's not like I do much.
4
You know what I
points.
mean? That's
Right.
all I got. I'm a damage suck.
But you're bold, and fortune favors the bold.
I
Unfortunately,
did like the image, though, of him just, like, walking.
Yeah, I agree
like
with
Terminator.
Joe.
You've
Careless
also,
because
like-
of the archaic weapons.
And if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be able to like help out your party. Now you have a full scope of 90% of the room at this point. So
Yeah.
little
I don't know if
penalty.
it matters, but I agree with Joe, Troy.
Okay, then 8 points of damage. Now that I know that.
Yeah, I thought, stay off my side, Elliot.
If anything, now I feel less confident about my ruling. All right. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. And 7 people at home do as well.
I did it for them.
Did you
Does
for the
Hero Lab
record?
in their
Little
huge
Johnny.
overhaul? Does Hero Lab, they don't do errata? Do they never do errata? Because
They
it's
do factor it in. Yeah, double check it right now, because if you click through it, you might have
no,
to
I
actually
do. It
select
says you
one.
have damage reduction against all physical attacks. Damn.
Hirata. They should just write it and never change it. Be like, sorry, we screwed up. You get it now.
Have fun, players.
Have fun, players.
Keep on playing.
In a game where it's really hard to kill a character. All right, Qualo, what do you got, brother?
Qualo hears this
Qualo.
this battle happening, this pitch battle happening that seems far away from him, and he can only move 25 feet, which is a bummer. He can't move as quickly as Dax can. But then he turns to the stellar forces that rule the universe and attunes himself to the photonic power of the solar bodies that dot the galaxy. And he defies gravity and flies 40 feet down the hallway.
What?
25, 30, 35, 40. Does he see anything down this hallway as he lands? So he takes off. You could see photons, just glowing yellow motes of light, lift his weird forelegs, half of which are mechanical, off the ground, and he glides down that hallway.
As a matter of fact, you do.
And if I saw something that I would want to stop for, I would have stopped in order to do that. But considering I just am doing a flyby, I would land there.
Okay. You do see something. Do you want to stop?
Depends on what it is. But yeah.
You see not 1, but 2 creatures.
Oh.
They're hiding amongst the cubicles.
Oh, no.
And they look like this.
My God.
Dear Lord.
Hiding in the cubicles, just waiting. What do you do?
Wow. So, Qualo, well, Linnea has great speed too, but Qualo's already all the way where he is, 40 feet. I can land on the ground and use another move action to defy gravity yet again and move 40 feet closer to Dax.
Nice.
All right, so 10 feet away from
Huge.
Dax, Qualo is coming to meet his battle brother and bandmate.
to meet the challenge.
Yep.
And as one of those move actions, he manifests his solar mote into the crowbar of bludgeoning.
There you go.
All right, so Qualo, you see those things and you keep rolling past to go help your best buddy.
And he'll call
Dax.
out and let them know that there's an ambush in the middle. Take care of it.
Something weird over there. All right. At that moment, the minute the Qualo flies by, they see Qualo, and they just like, "Ah!" and they come charging out. And we'll see you next week. Who are they gonna go after? Who's it gonna be?
I hate this part.
That feels too short, LaValle.
Let me see who are they closest to. Oh no!
Oh no.
We'll see you next week. Welcome back, everybody. Summer break is over.